Yo, what's going on everybody? So I want to come back to you guys with a new installment of my Future Of series, which is essentially a series on the channel where I take characters who are in the Boruto Naruto Next Generation setting and I talk to you guys about what my expectations are for them in the future of the series and what my hopes are, and most importantly what I think is the best route for these characters to take. And I've already done one for all the members of Team 7, going from Konoha all the way down to Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. And so I wanted to transition over to a character who I feel has the most potential in Boruto Naruto Next Generations to give us something extremely epic, which is I want to talk to you guys about the full potential of Rock Lee and what he could be giving us in the future of the series, especially given the recent events of the manga, which for the anime only viewers, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to say this much. Right now, Naruto and Sasuke have run into a threat, a powerful person who has enough raw power that he's able to dominate them in an unrestrained battle where both characters are fighting with full power. So with that being said, I won't have any more spoilers outside of that, but I will say this. Given the events of the manga, I think Rock Lee is a character that we definitely need to zero in on, because Rock Lee, we all know his base is incredibly powerful. And as of the recording, when you go back and you look at Boruto Naruto Next Generations, it was stated that Rock Lee is a master of the inner gates. And when you look at that line, one thing that is very strongly implied in that is because he's mastered the inner gates, Rock Lee knows how to use the 8th gate. Obviously, he's never opened it because, newsflash, opening the 8th gate means that you die. Obviously, Rock Lee doesn't have a situation where Naruto just walks up and Naruto cuts off the chakra node the same way that's what happened with Might Guy, where Might Guy opens it up and Naruto's able to touch him, and all of a sudden Might Guy does not die. So when you look at Rock Lee, I think that when it comes to 8th gate, this is never confirmed, but I think with the 8th gate, being able to unlock the 8th gate and control it, I think a lot of that comes with mental preparation, with mental training. Rock Lee, as of the war arc, was able to open up to the 6th gate. I have no reason to believe that since the end of the 4th Great Ninja War, in the 16 years that have passed between that and where the Boruto Naruto Next Generations manga currently is, I have no reason to believe that Rock Lee has not managed to open up the 7th gate, and I have no reason to believe that Rock Lee has not gone through the mental preparation to be able to open up the 8th gate. And so when you look at the power boost that comes from that, I think Rock Lee has a lot of potential, and I think that the series needs to start showing us how powerful base Rock Lee is. And the reason why I think that we need to look at it from this perspective is a lot of people assume that if you open up the 8th gate, you're automatically as strong as Might Guy who fought against Madara, and that's not the case. Now, I don't recall the official multiplier. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the 8th gate comes with a 200 times multiplier. Don't quote me on that. Obviously, I'm not a power scaler, but I remember reading that somewhere, and I want to say I read it in a guidebook, but again, I don't remember the official multiplier off top. I'll put the multiplier probably on the screen somewhere so you guys can get that official number, but just open up the 8th gate doesn't put you on that level. It depends on how powerful your base is. And when you look at Rock Lee has shown us that he's a training phenomenon. Like, Rock Lee is a genius at hard work. And if we see a situation where Rock Lee's base is equal to Naruto and Sasuke in their base form, or maybe even KCM Naruto, if we look at a situation like that, if Rock Lee were to open up the 8th gate, Rock Lee could access a monster level of power. And given the level of threat that we currently have in the Boruto manga, given the fact that in the Boruto anime we have Urashiki running around, the fact that there are more Otsutsuki out there, I think that you have to consider the possibility of Rock Lee being put in a situation where he has to open up the 8th gate. And I think that this time, if somebody opens the 8th gate, I don't think we're going to get a situation like with Might Guy, where Might Guy opened it up and Naruto's able to save him. And the reason why I say this is if you go back to 2017, when they were doing the promo for the Boruto anime, they're asking Masashi Kishimoto all these questions about what happened the year prior in 2016 when the Boruto manga was being unveiled, and we found out that Naruto was sent somewhere, and they directly asked Kishimoto, is any of the new generation going to be killed off? And Kishimoto says that he gave Kodachi the blessing to kill off any characters from the old generation if he thought that it was something that needed to progress the story. Kishimoto was okay with it, and so you have a situation where no member from the previous generation is off limits. I think that right there is an acknowledgement that Kishimoto understands that when it comes to the war arc, he made a major decision and a major mistake by not killing Rock Lee's mentor, Might Guy, off, because you had all this hype about the 8 inner gates, about how it grants you extreme power, but the cost for that power is your body is going to destroy itself. And even Madara was looking at Might Guy's body breaking down, and he was basically doing a mercy killing, saying, I acknowledge you as the most powerful taijutsu user I've ever fought, but I'll kill you now. And so when you get a situation like that, and you have these powerful people, when you have the people in the Kara organization who are able to push Naruto, and granted this is a suppressed Naruto, but the fact that they can push him, we need to start seeing Rock Lee interact with these people. And what I would love to see is Rock Lee fighting beside Sasuke. These two being able to interact, it will be really great. And most importantly, given the fact that how these characters first met, it will be really awesome if Sasuke once again gets humbled by the power of Rock Lee, because Sasuke was coming in really high on himself in the tuning exams, and Rock Lee completely dismantled him without even trying. And so if you get a situation where they're fighting side by side, and then Sasuke is able to marvel at the power of Rock Lee, I think it will be something really good for Sasuke. And you got to keep in mind, whereas Sasuke's been active and taking on missions, Rock Lee has constantly been training. I personally see no reason why Rock Lee has not closed that gap. And so if you get that situation where Rock Lee all of a sudden going into the 6th, 7th, and potentially the 8th gate is fighting both before Sasuke, think about the level of combinations that these two could do if they're fighting side by side. And what will be really awesome is if Rock Lee does pass away, if he opens up the 8th gate, I would really love to see some type of flashback going to how Rock Lee was feeling when he watched Might Guy open up the 8th gate. I think that this would be really awesome. Like, it'd be so poetic if Rock Lee opened up the 8th gate as a way to protect Boruto, the nephew of his rival Neji. I think that that would be really awesome. But I want to know from you guys, do you want to see Rock Lee fight against some of these upper members in the Kara organization? Do you agree with me that Rock Lee is essentially a secret trump card for the Hidden Leaf Village? Because they've done their due diligence on Naruto and Sasuke, and yet at the same time, I really feel like Rock Lee is being kept in the shadows and is somebody who is going to come up clutch in the end of the series. But I want to know from you guys again. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.